Gotta be a thermometer around here somewhere. Hey guys, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Today, it's a beautiful day out. But I just wanted to say that yesterday we talked a lot about anemometers. Tough word to say. Let's try and say it a little slower. Anemometers. Anemometer. An anemometer measures the wind speed, and it's pretty windy today. You can see the leaves shaking a little bit, and the wind is blowing, and that's what happens to the windsock. The windsock blows around, it measures. You can see these leaves blowing, and the windsock moves, and how much it moves and how much it's blowing sideways has to do with how windy it is. So I was looking at my backyard, and I was kind of having a hard time trying to find a thermometer. But I know there's one back here. I've been looking for a while. But I do have one of these. Now this is a meat thermometer. My family eats meat, and it has to be cooked enough so it doesn't get anybody sick. So you want to make sure that the meat's cooked the right way. Get my fingers out of here. Really, YouTuber? Okay, take a look at this. Now this has a pokey part that a mom or dad, when you're cooking a turkey or any kind of meat, they put this inside of the meat, and then the red hand goes up, and it keeps going up until it gets whatever you're eating. You could be eating turkey, roast beef, ham. I don't know what your family likes, but this is a great tool to tell you, hey, it's time to take it out and eat. I hope you're hungry. And like I said, I was looking all around. I know there's a thermometer back here somewhere, but before I get started with my thermometer, there could be all different types of thermometers. Most of the ones we're going to be focusing on are like this. They're up and down. You're going to see measurements on the side or numbers. And believe it or not, oh, there it is. I knew I'd find it. This is not a fancy thermometer, okay? But you can see it has numbers just like the one we were speaking about. It has the red dial, and it's pointing to 40. It's a little bit warmer than 40, so I don't know if this is still working so great. Might need a battery. But this is really important. You see this right here? That's the letter F, okay? We don't use the letter C. There's two different ways to measure temperature in the world, and one is people that read it and say it's something C or Celsius. We don't need to worry about that. We always say, as a reminder in the classroom, look at the F, because it might be on one side or the other on a thermometer like this. It might be a C on one side and an F on the other side. See the C and the F? Always look at the F. F stands for Fahrenheit, okay? Fahrenheit is the type of temperature that we want to measure. Temperature has to do with how hot or how cold the air is. So a thermometer measures temperature. Everybody say that. Thermometer measures temperature. Okay, so let's take a look. And what do those numbers mean? And what is what is the red liquid? Well, this is a different kind. It doesn't really have the red liquid. And the meat thermometer actually doesn't have it either. It's a dial, it's a circle. But these go up and down. And this one like this was right next to our classroom door. Okay, we had one right next to the light switch. Okay, now let's take a look. Now it says C and F. Now we're going to follow. Now that red liquid's very special stuff. It's called mercury. Now the red liquid, when it gets warm, it goes up, 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 up the thermometer. When it gets colder, the red goes away and it gets lower and lower. So this red line will be going up and down if the temperature is changing. But we always look at the F. Everybody say, look at the F. Okay, good. So F is Fahrenheit, and then we're going to match this, where it is at the top, to where it is. So let's take a look. Now, if you can see, it's right about at that 70. So we say 70 degrees Fahrenheit. But if some friend is sitting next to you on the bus and says, hey, do you know what the temperature is? You can say, yes, I heard it was supposed to be 70 degrees. We wouldn't say Fahrenheit, but on a test, you might have to write F, and you may get points off. It's just like when you're doing some type of math equation, and it says you have 10 marshmallows, and You eat one of them. How many marshmallows do you have left? Well, 10 take away 1 is 9. But if you write 9, it's incorrect. You have to write 9 marshmallows. What are you talking about? Marshmallows, lollipops? Anyway, so the red line. So we'd say, look at the F, and this one's going up to the 70. But let's take a look at a different day and a different type of temperature. All right, so this is a day where I definitely would want to come outside with a t-shirt on and shorts. Maybe a bathing suit. Maybe I want to jump in a sprinkler. Because this has a lot more what? Yeah, a lot more red on the thermometer. And remember, the red means hot or heat, warmer. Okay, I want you to think that. What is the degrees, or how hot is it on this thermometer? What is the temperature? So we don't answer, no, we say it in a full sentence. What is the temperature on this thermometer? You say, the temperature on this thermometer is 40, 50, you guessed it, 60. And I did like a dotted line so you could see. It's like an imaginary line. Just because that part goes up doesn't mean that means anything. It just got to go where that red is, the highest point of where the red is. Okay, so then we have 60 degrees or 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Hey, what's the thermometer say? Oh, it says 60 degrees. Right? But we're not always going to get all this red. We just came from a season of the year that was the coldest season. And even though we didn't get a lot of snow, didn't get that one squall, but even though we didn't get a lot of snow, we did get some cold weather where we had to put on a jacket and a scarf and a hat, and everyone comes in. I know there's a student named Daniela who's always got a big hat on and a scarf and gloves, always dressed nice and warm. Well, it's important that we all do that. And most of my friends wear that warm stuff. But when you come in, some of you have longer rides than others. So, you gotta dress warm, okay? Because the way the weatherman or the weatherwoman describe the weather and the temperature, you gotta pay attention to that. Because if the thermometer looks anything like this, it's really hard to hold because it's very, 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 very. Oh, God, what happened to the weather out here? Maybe it's the wind. All right, so let's look at this one. Not a lot of red. Not a lot of red in the thermometer means one thing. There's not a lot of warm stuff. The first thermometer was 70. The first thermometer was 70 degrees. And that's a comfortable day. A very hot day is 100 degrees. But a very cold day, or a day where it's able to snow because it's just that cold. It's not going to rain. It's so cold that the rain is going to change to snow. It would be something in this area, the 30 degrees. To get snow, it has to be about 33 degrees. That means that if it's 34, it might be frozen snow or wet snow. If it's 37, it might be rain. If it's 32, all snow. And lower, 30, all snow. 25, all snow. 20, all snow. 0 degrees all the way at the bottom. Well, it's definitely going to snow, and it's going to be super cold, too. So, different temperatures mean different things, and we use a thermometer to measure. This tells us the same information this tells us, only it's used in a different way. You know how some clocks look different? They measure time differently. Some have the digital numbers, and some have the hands on the clock, the round clock. Well, it's the same thing for a thermometer. It's a tool that scientists and people use to measure the temperature. Okay, so anemometer measures the wind speed. How fast is that wind blowing? Oh, it's blowing 20 miles an hour. And a thermometer measures the temperature, how hot or how cold the air could be. And to think about it, if you're not feeling so great, and your teacher says to you, oh, you might want to go up to Nurse Phyllis. Well, when you're heading up there, if you're like, I'm not feeling well, she might try to help you by taking your temperature of your body. Now, if your body is too warm, you could get something called a fever. And it's no reason to panic. It's just that now you know, and you're able to help that by maybe having some chicken soup, maybe getting lots of rest, maybe not going out into cold places or super hot places, and just relaxing and getting yourself better before you do other things. And that's what the thermometers are great for. to make sure that everyone's feeling good and that not everybody has temperatures and things like that. But if you do have one, a thermometer is the right tool to measure it. All right. So we have anemometer, measures how fast the wind is blowing, and the thermometer measures temperature, how hot or how cold the air is. Enjoy the Nearpod. Have a great day, everybody. See you tomorrow.